Hi everyone, it's me again, VA Jessie or JAZZLYN LOZADA from TELECREW Outsourcing. I provide work from home tips, sales and phone skills improvement, and anything related to virtual assistants. So if that's your cup of tea, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you would be updated whenever I release a new video. Just to give you an idea about what I do, I am the Chief Operating Officer of TELECREW Outsourcing. We're a virtual call center from the Philippines, and we provide B2B sales, telemarketing, lead generation, outbound sales, appointment setting, virtual assistants, and real estate appointment setting. Aside from that, I also work as a real estate ISA for realtors. I help them out by pre-qualifying listings. And that's why I also create tutorial videos for real estate ISAs, because this is what I've been doing. This is my niche. Aside from B2B, this is my niche since I started virtual assistants back in 2015. All right, so for today's video, I want to talk about circle prospecting. It's another list that real estate ISAs usually dial when working for a broker or for a realtor. I did a couple of videos in the past and I talked about expired listings and for sale by owners. And I'd like to discuss circle prospecting even more. Circle prospecting is something that your realtor would want to ask you to do, because sometimes it's not always that we get a lot of expired listings. Expired listings are typically bombarded by realtor calls and their ISAs, and there are a lot of competition there. Same with for sale by owner. And nowadays, for sale by owners are selling their homes confidently, so it's very hard to penetrate it. Your agent would ask you to do this, would ask you to circle prospect. This is to have an opportunity to get more contacts and widen their network. Whenever a house sells, typically people in the area are curious about the market trends, and it's a good opportunity for your team to cold call and ask around if anybody has any plans of buying and selling in the future. So that's what circle prospecting is, okay? But just to clarify, when you're doing circle prospecting, unlike when you're dialing expireds or for sale by owner, where the intention is to list or to send your realtor to list the home right away or have an instant potential listing when they come over there, circle prospecting is different, because with circle prospecting, the ultimate goal here is to build your team's pipeline and to create follow-ups. Okay, even if you would encounter someone who doesn't have any plans in selling like next month, in 3 months, typically the people in circle prospecting are the ones that are planning to sell in a year, 6 months, 2 years, sometimes even more, right? And once they're ready, even if they're not ready now because you've helped them along the way, they would most likely go with your agent when the time comes. So in circle prospecting, there are a lot of different approaches that one can do. One can do door knocking, one can do texting. They can send letters, they can send emails, they can do social media marketing. But today we're going to be specifically talking about circle prospecting through cold calling. Okay, so for circle prospecting, your realtor will have you call a specific area. Say, for example, a home had been sold in 123 Main Street. Okay, now your realtor would pull up a list of prospects or the list of homeowners in that specific area and would have you dial them. All right, and the approach is like not really selling them anything or not really wanting them to sign up right away, but more on getting their interest in knowing what the market is, right, and providing them with a market analysis. So your approach would be like, hey, do you know that a home had been sold in your neighborhood recently? We actually still have some buyers that are wanting to move in the area, so I wanted to ask if you have any plans of selling or moving in the near future. So something like that. We'll discuss more once we cover the script. Why is it to your benefit or to your realtor's benefit to cold call and do circle prospecting? The benefit, again, as I mentioned earlier, is that you will not have a lot of competition here. okay? And you are not going to encounter a lot of aggravated homeowners that are saying, you're calling me, I'm not interested, or hung up on you. You will still get not interested, but what I'm saying is, if you get someone to talk to on the phone, it would be most likely a nurture or a lead, and you wouldn't have a lot of competition because, again, everybody's calling expireds and for sale by owner, and not a lot are doing circle prospecting. You know, a lot of realtors that I have worked with, they are saying that if they're doing the circle prospecting on their own, they actually invest around 2 to 4 hours of circle prospecting, which gives them about 20 to 30 contacts. And again, not all realtors love cold calling, dialing phone numbers and talking to strangers. They want to be in the action, and they want to be in they want to do showings, and they still have a lot of things to do. And that is why they would hire someone like us, a real estate ISA, to do the cold calling for them. And that's actually the intention of this video, is to help you understand what a circle prospecting is and to prep you. So again, circle prospecting is having you dial people in a certain neighborhood to see if they have any interest in selling in the near future. It doesn't have to be right away. It doesn't have to be next month. As long as they have some plan to sell in the future, then it's going to be an opportunity for you and for your realtor. Your responsibility after knowing that they have a genuine plan is to dig deeper and ask more questions and put them in the pipeline. And if there's an opportunity to set an appointment, go ahead and do it, okay? But again, you don't want to sound pushy or desperate. You want to sound like you're providing information. That's why you want to set it up. And the reason why you're sending over the realtor is not to get them to sign up right away, and that is more on giving them information about the market trends and why it's important for you to choose the team in the future once you're ready to sell, and basically providing information that would help them prepare better into their upcoming plans of selling. It is important to know that circle prospecting won't be successful if you dial manually. When I say dial manually, this means calling from a sheet and dialing through a soft phone or VoIP service. This won't yield results because it's going to slow down the process, and in circle prospecting, your goal as an ISA is to dial many prospects to get more potential leads. I'm currently using an excellent real estate power dialer and CRM engagement platform called Prospect Boss. This system features a 4-line dialer, allowing you to call 4 numbers simultaneously. They also provide ready-to-dial leads, including expired listing, absentee owners, for sale by owners, and circle prospecting lists. And this would eliminate the need for you to skip trace it because it already has the phone number and all of the information that you need. Prospect Boss enables you to text, email, and make outbound calls all from one platform. And here's the exciting part. In today's environment, it's increasingly challenging for real estate cold callers to make a contact, often because our virtual numbers are flagged as spam likely due to FTC's STIR/SHAKEN initiative aimed at reducing robocalls. Prospect Boss offers a clever solution to this, and the platform will provide you at least 5 phone numbers scrubbed with carriers to reroute the calls and prevent them from being blocked. And this will definitely increase your chances of a higher pickup rate. It is also very affordable at $85 per month for 1 line and $149 per month for 4 lines. You can also use my promo code JAZZ, that's J-A-Z-Z, to get a 20% discount. So if you are doing circle prospecting, number one, you don't want to sound, again, I keep on repeating it, you don't want to sound pushy, all right? You don't want to sound desperate. You don't want to sound as if you want to list the property right away. And you don't want to push them into selling. If they say they want to sell in a year's time, you're going to push them to sell tomorrow. Remember, a home is one of their biggest assets, and you don't want them to, you just can't convince them to sell it when they're not ready, okay? So you want to sound friendly. You want to sound like you and your team would want to give them valuable information about the market trends. You want to give them a comprehensive market analysis. Next is you must collect information like their motivation to sell, their timeline, their asking price, condition of the property, or if they have any plans of moving in the future in the same area. Again, this will be further discussed when we talk about the script. I'd like you to take note that even if you are going to have a script to help you collect information, you shouldn't sound as if you're reading the script. It takes a lot of practice, but you are going to get there. You can't sound monotonous because you're reading a script, because they're going to hang up on you. All right? So during the conversation, while asking these information, you can definitely tell if you're talking to a potential hot lead or not. Tip number 3, which brings me to my next point, if during the conversation you have encountered someone who definitely does not have an interest to sell, right? And you feel like the call or the conversation is not going anywhere, that's fine. You have tons of leads to call. Unlike expired and for sale by owner with very limited number of new prospects in a day, for circle prospecting you can get hundreds, sometimes thousands of leads. Okay, so you don't want to dwell into a lead that's just going to waste your time and your realtor's time, and of course the prospect's time. Okay, so it's definitely fine when they tell you that, hey, I don't really have any interest in selling, and once you feel that they're not qualified or they're not a good lead for you, that's fine. You can move on to your next prospect. It's not worth it to book an appointment or to set an appointment with someone who does not have a real motivation. Next tip is talk less and listen more. Sometimes that's a problem with us telemarketers. We get too excited and we feel like if we talk more, we're gonna get their attention, but it's really doing the opposite. They're not going to listen to you because you're not listening to them. The best approach in cold calling or circle prospecting is to listen to your prospect, take notes of what they're saying, build rapport and build connection. Okay, the more you know about their plans, the more you know about the reason why they want to wait until a year, the more you know about those things, the better for you and the better for your agent. Even information like, are they married? Like if they have a dog, or the families live in the area, or maybe they've been here for 30 years. All of those information are crucial and you want to take note of that. Okay, and it's going to help your realtor during the presentation because he has all of these information. So again, talk less, listen more. Let them open up to you. For my next tip, if they're talking too much, all right, you should be able to control the conversation. Like if they're already talking about something that's not relevant to the reason of why you're calling, you have to be flexible enough and you have to be ready to control the call, okay? You have to be that person who knows how to streamline the call. I mean, there's a script and we know what a potential call flow is going to be. However, it's not always the same. It depends on how your conversation is going with the lead. It depends on the way they answer you. It depends on the personality of your lead. So calls can be different, right, each and every time. You should be prepared for that and you should be able to handle it confidently and reroute the conversation to the point of interruption. Again, you are a real estate ISA that's been hired by your realtor to call on their behalf. So you should dial and call the leads, talk to the leads as if your realtor is talking to them. So set your expectations, anticipate that the call could vary and it could lead into a different path, and you should know how to streamline it, okay? All right, my last tip for you, which is very crucial, very important, is if whenever a lead asks you a question that's too technical and you feel like you don't know the answer, just don't answer it. Just let your realtor handle it, okay? Don't come up or maybe invent answers just because you want to please your lead. For example, if a lead asks you, so how much is my home worth right now? And you saw that the property is worth $300,000 on Zillow. You're going to say $300,000. No, you can't do that because Zillow is not accurate. There has to be some comps that a realtor would need to do and other research in order to provide proper information. The condition of the property also plays a big part to gauge how much the property could sell for. So for these questions, you don't want to give certain answers, and you want to lead them to meeting the agent instead or talking to the agent instead. Same thing goes when a customer asks, how much is the commission? What is your listing percentage? You really can't answer them. I know for a fact, even if you know for a fact that the listing percentage is about 6%, you can't tell them that because you're not the licensed realtor. And sometimes there are negotiations between the brokerage, the realtor, the homeowner that you just can't anticipate. Okay, so just let them do it and just do not answer it directly. My tip for you when that happens, instead of being scrutinized because you've given a wrong answer, just tell them, that's a good question. And that's exactly the reason why I wanted John to come over and take a look at your property and give you a proper market analysis. Okay, so do you have any time for a quick chat tomorrow or maybe on Thursday? So you want to handle it like that. You want to tell them. Now, if they push you even more, you can be honest with them. Like, I'm actually the sales representative of the team and I'm not a licensed realtor, and only a licensed realtor can answer that question for you. In fact, I can have them call you and discuss even further. Okay, so something like that. All right, because sometimes if you answer that, and if the customer is just being tricky, they want to test your knowledge, they would ask you follow-up questions, and you would end up not being able to answer them at all. So you don't want to put yourself into that situation. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm going to cut the training or the tutorial at this point. The next topic that we're going to talk about is the script. What kind of script can you use when you're circle prospecting? What are the questions that you should be asking? So that's our next topic. And after that, we're going to listen to a circle prospecting call of yours truly. We're going to listen to it and we're going to break it down for the purpose of you learning from it. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your time and for listening to this video. Again, this is VA Jessie or JAZZLYN LOZADA from TELECREW Outsourcing, thanking you from the bottom of my heart for watching until this point. And if you haven't already, please give me some love and hit the notification bell and hit the subscribe button. It's going to help me reach out to more audiences that are looking for content like mine. And if you are someone who's looking to hire a real estate cold caller, or perhaps a B2B sales representative, a virtual assistant, you can go ahead and email me at info@telecrewoutsourcing.com. You can also visit our website at telecrewoutsourcing.com. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day. Bye.